request that I get for video topics is to do another video about covering up the rosacea on my face with makeup. And over the last while I've been doing light therapy and things like that, and I've actually had it under control, but every now and again, such as when somebody gives me a big bag of chocolate, I do end up with a rosacea flush, which I'm having right now. So this won't last long, but I am going out and I want to look nice, so there are still times when I want to cover it up. And if you saw my previous video on my full makeup application, you saw that I used a number of products like Shiseido primer and foundation and things, and those are wonderful products, but they're super expensive. So I thought I would just do a little thing because I'm just going out and I want to look nice, but I'm going to be taking it off really soon, and you know, it's not a big formal event. So I just wanted to do a little bit of a makeup application to cover the redness, but that won't cost that much, and it is possible to do that with drugstore products. You can cover your rosacea on the cheap with no skill at all, like me. Okay, to get started, you should always start by washing your hands and washing your face. I've done a full face wash. I put on a moisturizer, or my treatment product, and a moisturizer before starting all of this. I didn't figure that you needed to see that. I've also washed my face, and I am using clean application products. I'm only going to be doing the foundation side, the actual coverage side. I'm not going to be putting all my eye makeup on and things like that. I'll take off my glasses just to start. This would be the situation on my face right now. So what happened is I got into chocolate, and that is a trigger for me, and that has caused redness. And so next, after your moisturizer, you should always apply a primer. The Shiseido primer is awesome. This is not a sponsored video from any company or any brand, by the way, but for just like every now and again when I have to go out, this would be the CoverGirl Outlast. I think I got this on sale. I think it was around $6 Canadian, probably around $8 normal, regular, everyday price at the drugstore. It's the all-day primer makeup wear extender. I just like it because it creates a barrier between my face and the rest of the makeup that I'll be putting on. So when it comes to the primer, I always just use my fingers. You should use your fingers as much as possible when you have rosacea on your face because that is the gentlest, and then try not to push down. That said, with foundation you can't just use your fingers, so I'll show you the other technique that I use. So another reason that primer is very important for rosacea prone skin, beyond providing a barrier, it also makes your skin a little bit better for actually taking on the makeup, because rosacea prone skin, if yours is anything like mine, is extremely dry. It means that the makeup can have some weird, like, in my nose area, it's slightly more oily than in this area where it's dry as a desert most of the time, which means that the appearance here can look different from here, so applying a primer can help to even out the entire look. So next, I'll be applying the foundation itself. This is the one that I'm using at the moment. It is CoverGirl. It's meant for sensitive skin. It's the Clean Sensitive Skin line. This one's in 205 Ivory, because I'm extremely ghostly pale under all this redness. I've actually been really satisfied with this. Every makeup, no matter how expensive or cheap or sensitive skin, geared towards sensitive skin it is, all of them actually irritate my skin, so it's a matter of irritating as little as possible. This one doesn't cause that many problems at all for me. I've liked it quite a bit. I just, with all of them, I put it on as late as possible and take it off as soon as possible, so that's kind of the goal. But and I know that they have an oil absorbing line. This one's green. It's got a blue color to it, and I know my friend Amanda, who's at Acne Spotlight, I'll put a link to her channel, she actually uses the blue version of this, so that's, you know, it doesn't seem to irritate acne prone skin either, for that matter. When you're applying foundation, it's very important to pour out some of the product, don't try and somehow dip directly into the bottle because you'll be adding bacteria over and over and over. Put this on something. I use the back of my hand because I did just wash my hands before doing this. And then you can always put more, but don't try and actually put a brush or some sort of applicator into the bottle. You'll only just taint it. In my last video, I used these little foam wedges. I like these a lot because these ones, well, especially this brand that I'm using right now, it's from the dollar store, but you get a whole ton of them, and they're extremely inexpensive, and they're disposable, which means it reduces the risk of applying bacteria over and over and over to my face. That said, I found that a brush actually applies foundation a lot more effectively. It gives a much better look. So I have started using a brush, but I have found an extremely soft brush. This was also from the dollar store, by the way. I do wash the brushes every single time I use them, which is another reason they get beat up pretty quickly, and that's another reason that I get them pretty cheaply. But also, this is the softest brush I've ever seen. It came in this little kit thing. It has no brand. It came with lots of different little brushes, but I don't actually use any of those. I just use this one, and I don't know if it's possible to show exactly how soft this is, but it's extremely soft. Because of that, it takes a lot longer to put the makeup on, but it doesn't scratch against the skin. It doesn't cause a lot of friction, which means it doesn't irritate my skin. So I've had as much luck with not irritating my skin with this brush as I've had with the little foam wedges. Oh, and I don't know if you saw my previous video about a little makeup tip that I have for natural makeup application, but you can actually spray the brush with a little bit of water. This is Aven thermal water. And that helps to give it a more natural look because my makeup will go a little bit powdery over time. It gives that dry skin, snowy look. But you can spray it directly on the brush and then work with a wet brush. I have a lot more luck if I do the entire makeup application, then do a little spritz, and then just go over it with the brush. So that's what I'll be doing this time. So I just put a little bit of the makeup on, and I try and use as little makeup as I possibly can. And because this is a very soft brush, this will take a while. Okay, so as you likely noticed, I did do an entire coverage of my face, and then I did an entire second layer as well. That's because this is a rather thin makeup. It has basically a light to medium coverage. This is not to the level of the Shiseido, which is like a full out coverage. You can't see the skin through it. But I find if you go over it just really lightly, with a really light hand, and then do it again a second time, it provides really good coverage, especially considering what it is. I think this is normally $8.99 where I shop, and I got it for $6.99 on sale. So for that amount, and for that little amount of time just applying it and just going over it and then doing a second time as opposed to one thick layer, it does a really nice job. This is the look so far. So next I use, just to give it a more finished look, because this look itself has a really, I'm wearing foundation look to it. Next I'm using the, from the same line, it's the CoverGirl Clean line for sensitive skin. This is the pressed powder. This one's in Ivory 205. So that would be what the packaging looks like. And when you open it up, it's this color here. And it comes with this little spongy thing that I never actually use. I never really use these things because I can't clean them properly. So basically, I don't know why I keep it in with the product all the time, but I don't actually use them. And so I just use a few swipes of this, and I use it very, very light-handedly just to give it a kind of finished look, because remember that you want to use as little makeup as possible on your face so that you reduce the risk of actual irritation. This also helps to blend the makeup with your neck so that it has a more natural overall look. By the way, I am in no way an expert. I use this same brush for everything, and then I wash it afterward because, not because it's the best brush or because I know what I'm doing, but because it's soft enough to go on my face, and that makes a huge difference. Okay, and with that done, that's when I take the time to use this step here. I just use a tiny little bit because you don't want to wet your face, because then you're kind of washing off the makeup, but just a little bit of mist. And then take the brush and just sort of brush it all back, sort of blend the water into it. And for me, it gives the makeup a more finished look. It just gives it less of a powdery, dry skin look, because I tend to get that automatically as soon as I put on makeup, especially in this area here. But that gives it more of a finished look where it's actually blended in with the skin. At this point, there's still a little bit of color that shows through. It doesn't actually look like rosacea, but it does. You can tell that there's a difference between like here and here, for example, because the actual pattern of the rosacea, just there's a hint of it left. So my little cheat for that is I went and I got blush, and it just happens to be this one. It could be any brand really, but this one is about the same color as the rosacea on my face. So as strange as it sounds, I take a little bit of this and reapply it on top so that I have a bit of control, focusing a little bit on that little area where it's actually my skin tone as opposed to the red, so that I can fill it in to the way that I like it, so that I have control over where the pink is, so that it looks like it's actually there on purpose. It's me that's applied a little bit of blush as opposed to me having a lot of blush that I don't want. This is actually also very important for me because I am as pale as I am, just to give my face a little bit of life so I don't just look like a ghost. Okay, and that would be the complete application of the foundation. I know that it's not all that exciting, and I didn't put the full makeup on, so like I do look a little bit pale without any eye makeup and things on, but as you can see, it took down the redness, and I did it all with products. Each of them were, well, I got them on sale for I think $6.99 or something like that. So it doesn't have to be expensive to cover up your rosacea, especially once you start getting it under control. So I hope you like this little video. I hope it helps you out, and it helps you to have an affordable option to cover up your rosacea when you're having a day when you do have a flare-up. If you did like this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos like this, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. And I guess I'll just have to see you next time.